Hey, what's up guys? It's Greg. Welcome back to my next entry in my video series. And today I want to talk about the rest of 2017 really. I left off in my last video talking about the amazing scan results that we got in May and just how incredible they were and what it meant for us moving forward. So getting into the summer months of 2017, we continued to do infusions every few weeks. I had another scan at the very beginning of August. And once again, more good results. The immune system continued to just rip through all the cancer in my body. This scan showed that most of the tumors were gone. The cancer that remained was the primary tumor that was, at the time of diagnosis, was about the size of a golf ball. And as of August 2017, it was probably 80% smaller. And then the only other cancer existed in a few enlarged lymph nodes in several parts of my chest. I could not feel the lymph node on the side of my neck. It was completely gone. Towards the middle of August, I started having headaches every so often, as well as some nausea. And I thought at this point it was really just, side effects from the immunotherapy, nothing to really be concerned about. However, the symptoms seemed to get worse. And by the end of August, I was in pretty bad shape. I was losing weight. I wasn't able to keep things in me coming out of both ends. And we weren't sure what it was. We did a brain MRI to see if, there was something going on causing the headaches. It could be a brain tumor, and the MRI was able to rule that out. We started doing additional blood work, and that really wasn't able to tell us anything. So eventually, it got bad enough that I was admitted to the cancer center inpatient. Ended up being, I think it was about a 12-day stay in the hospital. It took several days of tests to really try to really pinpoint what the heck was going on. We eventually did a colonoscopy and upper endoscopy. And these test results were able to tell us that I was having significant inflammation in my small intestine. Basically what had happened was my immune system was so fired up and so revved up from just tearing through all the cancer so quickly that it got a little too excited and started attacking my small intestine. It basically thought that there was cancer in my small intestine even though there wasn't. And so there was a concentration of T cells attacking my small intestine. And that led to the nausea, the extreme fatigue, the weight loss, all sorts of digestive problems, excretory problems. And fortunately, this is a fairly simple thing to fix, although not necessarily easy going on the patient. The fix was to take high doses of prednisone, which is a steroid. And the steroid was basically going to tell my immune system to calm down, to rev down instead of rev up. So they put me on a very high dose prednisone regimen. I was taking about 80 milligrams a day, which is a pretty high dose. And basically the plan was to take these high doses of steroids until my situation improved. And after about, I would say probably about 4 or 5 days, my condition seemed to have fixed itself. I was feeling better. I was keeping things inside me, keeping things down, gaining some weight back. I had lost about 16 pounds over the last few weeks due to the digestive problems in my small intestine. So after about 5 days, my oncologist started tapering me down from the steroid. When you're on a very high dose of prednisone, if you don't taper, you can go into a significant withdrawal, and that can lead to other significant problems as well. So the plan was to taper down from the high dose of 80 milligrams a day over the next 2 months. So it was great that the problem was fixed very quickly. However, I was starting to feel, probably around the middle of September, I was starting to feel just the effects of the high-dose steroids. So those of you that are not familiar with taking prednisone, it has a couple major side effects that make it hard to deal with. The first one is having trouble sleeping. Usually the prednisone kind of gets you fired up and kind of gets you wired, so it can be very hard to sleep. I also experienced a lot of sweating, hot flashes, kind of felt like I was going through menopause. And again, that's from the prednisone and your body starting to taper down from it. The other big one is the weight gain. You pretty much have an unending appetite, and you're going to want to just stuff food down like a horse. And I did start to gain some weight, and it also causes your body to kind of puff out. Even if you're not gaining a lot of weight, you start to see swelling, in the face and in various parts of the body. This doesn't necessarily cause any pain or discomfort, but it is just frustrating to have to deal with. So I was finally able to taper off by the beginning of December. Initially, we were planning on just a few months, but I was on a very high dose, and after we tapered down in October, the side effects started coming back, so we had to essentially, not necessarily start over, but put me on a somewhat large dose of steroids and restart the taper. So that was rough, and at this point, it's late 2017, and, the cancer, from a cancer perspective, we are doing the best we could have possibly ever imagined. This was the best case, probably even better than what we could have ever imagined. If you had asked me what my situation was at the beginning of 2017, I would say I would be happy to see Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we were, just in this amazing position. However, I'm really feeling the physical and psychological toll that that of everything that I had gone through over the last 8 to 9 to 10 months. So I think this is really when the depression started, was towards the end of December in 2017. I had finished tapering off the steroids, but I still had some side effects. From the medication, like trouble sleeping, a disordered appetite. I guess that's how I could describe it. And just really struggling with dealing with this diagnosis now that kind of the dust had settled, and I was in a decent position, but still diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. There was going to be no end to this diagnosis. There's no bell ringing when you're finished with your last, treatment. That's something that stage 4 lung cancer patients never get to see. So going through all this was really, really tough. And, I had no idea what was going to be in store for us going into 2018. So that's where I'm going to leave off today. I hope you enjoyed this entry. This is actually going to be the last cancer entry for a little bit. We'll be focusing on the next portion of my story, starting in my next video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, comments, please feel free to leave in the comments section below. And I will see you in the next video.